So I'm Sally Smyth. I'm the Director of Business Development and Opportunity at Work. What I love about what I do is all of the innovations that I get to learn about. So in communities around the country, the 31 TechHire communities and many others, I get to meet folks from the mayor's office. I get to meet employers with open tech jobs. I get to meet folks who are doing training from community colleges to four-year institutions to new accelerated programs. They're all trying to figure out how to better work together to get folks into jobs who wouldn't otherwise have access to those jobs. So it's a brand new organization, right? Started in March, really as part of the TechHire initiative. A real way that we all try to work together is in the frame of ecosystem change. And so, understanding, okay, you can't just change one piece of the system, without changing the other piece. And how do you really go into a region, work with that region to change it, help regions learn from each other. The over 600, I guess it's close to 700,000 open IT jobs. It's just the opportunity for really well-paying open jobs. Just thinking about okay, we know machines are replacing jobs. I worked at USDA in ag policy, and so, okay, we know farming is becoming more mechanized, even if we're, growing good food, growing organic food. There are fewer and fewer jobs on the land. There are fewer and fewer jobs in food processing and manufacturing. Where are the jobs going, right? The jobs are going to IT. I think the 600,000 open IT jobs is huge, right? But I think for me, the other piece is the credentialing side of things, right? And so the statistic that 80% of current administrative assistants do not have a four-year college degree, but 2/3 of open admin assistant jobs require a bachelor's degree. So essentially 80% of existing admin assistants can't apply for 2/3 of the job postings for their own job, right? So just seeing that sort of, in addition to a lot of opportunity, in addition to growing really, really good, many different models of training, we're seeing sort of an inflation in the requirement of college degrees and of a certain kind of credential in a way that probably doesn't serve well sort of the job seeker, the student, or the employer, right? So really wanting to fill those open jobs in a way that people are getting hired based on their ability to do their job, not just whether or not they have a bachelor's degree or a college degree. I think less than calling out one specific credentialing or badging effort, I think it's more for communities to think big in terms of, okay, what are the different types of training that would sort of enable someone to have the skills to do the job? And then what are the systems that can de-risk that for an employer? So essentially, is there some kind of an on-ramp needed, some kind of an online registration system? Obviously, if an employer is going to change their criteria for their screens at least, right, their initial screens, then how can they best be supported in doing that? And so think really creatively, right? And how do you catch as many people as possible in that? So folks who might have come through a new accelerated training program, but also moms that might be returning to the workforce, after a few years off being a full-time parent, veterans who might be returning from having, served in the military, et cetera, et cetera. And just know that at Opportunity at Work, we're trying to get more and more information online so that communities can share at a meta level what works and what's really helping employers to identify the best folks for the job and not miss anyone. Go to techhire.org. A little self-serve, go to techhire.org. If you're in a TechHire community, there'll be information there on how to get connected with your local lead. And if you're not in a TechHire community, we'd love to learn about your work. And there may be a meetup that you can get connected with. Your mayor's office might be doing something. There may be someone else in your area, and we may not be connected to them yet, but we'd love to know about you. So go to techhire.org.